You are being lied to for clicks. Since you're watching this video, you've probably been bombarded with YouTube thumbnails claiming that you can make $350,000 by becoming a prompt engineer. It's always with some shocked face and the phrase, "for beginners." Here's the reality though. These are all lies. I should know. I've been a prompt engineer for almost 3 years now. Before we get to the reality of being a prompt engineer, I want to briefly tell you what these YouTubers are selling you. From the few videos I regrettably watched, they say that with a few months practice, you can go from nothing to an exceptionally high-paying career at a big tech company. They say things like, and the best part is you don't need to know how to code at all, you just need to have the desire to learn. Then the rest of the video, they point you towards resources where you can go learn prompt engineering. And of course, they link you to their private Discord where you can mingle with like-minded people, or they casually drop a link to their $99 course on how to become a prompt engineer. I'm so sick of seeing these videos. So let's talk about the first big lie. Do these magical jobs even exist? When you search for prompt engineering jobs, there are actually hundreds of results, and even remote jobs. And the salaries are all very high. Maybe not quite the $350,000 that was promised, but high nonetheless. The real issue though is when we dive a little deeper. Here is a typical job listing for a prompt engineer. If you scroll down to qualifications, here you will see that it requires a bachelor's degree in computer science, engineering, or related field. A master's degree is a plus. A strong understanding of machine learning algorithms and their applications. Proficiency in programming languages such as Python, Java, or similar. And experience with AI frameworks and tools such as TensorFlow and PyTorch. These aren't entry-level positions you can land after a few months of practice. Most of these jobs require a solid foundation in programming and several years of experience. Yes, the salaries might be high, but that's because software engineering salaries are that high, and especially in California where I'm looking right now. My main point here is that these jobs don't really exist, at least not how they're being talked about. These jobs are software engineering roles, just with a focus on AI tools. If you want one of these jobs, you should really learn programming, not prompt engineering. The next big lie I want to debunk is that entire jobs will be replaced by prompt engineers. The idea being sold is that a single person can come in and just by writing prompts can replace most jobs entirely, and that the future will just be humans requesting things from AI. And that you better transition to this job before every other job is gone. So scary. Except for the fact that none of this is actually happening. At the very least, it's not happening anytime soon. Currently, large language models are best used as tools that can speed up parts of the existing tasks. Think of Excel as a similar example. Excel is an incredibly powerful tool, but we don't have Excel engineers replacing accountants or data analysts. Instead, these accountants and data analysts use Excel to get their work done faster and more accurately. That is how we should be thinking about prompt engineering. It's not a job, but a skill. The idea that you can fully replace a job with someone just writing prompts is hyperbolic. Outside of a few specialized, mostly contract-based jobs, this just hasn't happened. And before you say, but in the future, AI will be good enough to do all this. Yeah, maybe. But by that time, it won't need a human telling it what to do. It will likely have a better understanding of what is needed than the human who would be prompting it, making the prompt engineer redundant. Now, you might be wondering, what is it actually like being a prompt engineer? What is the day-to-day like? The reality is, being a prompt engineer involves a lot of tedious and repetitive work. Most of the time when I'm doing prompt engineering work, I know the desired output I want, and I just spend hours and hours trying to get the large language model to respond reliably. It's not about coming up with clever prompts or chatting all day with your AI bestie. It's about making tiny tweaks to prompts over and over and over again and seeing what comes back. And really, that's only a tiny portion of the job anyways. The majority of the role is actually spent on stuff surrounding the prompts. For instance, any company hiring a prompt engineer is likely working on a RAG-based product. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and what that means is basically stuffing in a bunch of pertinent info into the prompt to get better output. And RAG can give really good results, but it's only as good as the documents that you stuff in, which is only as good as your search algorithms. And search is one of the hardest parts of software. So in the end, the vast majority of work here is really on search algorithms, nothing to do with prompting at all. Now, I've spent the whole video saying how YouTubers have been selling you a lie that you can become a prompt engineer in a few months and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I want to make one thing really clear. Prompt engineering is 100% a skill you should learn, and in fact, it's a skill you'll need in order to be competitive in the near future. Knowing how to effectively communicate with AI models is incredibly valuable, regardless of your role, whether you're in marketing, customer service, content creation, or basically any other field. I can't predict what will happen in the far future, but right now, being good at using AI is a force multiplier. You can do more with the same time, and you can do it at a higher quality. I have a playlist with basically everything you need to master prompt engineering right here. And if you liked this video, consider subscribing for more videos like this in the future. See you later.